Good day, good day. I'm with you again, and this will be part 15-2, I guess. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism. um, well, that can mean a lot of things, and currently I have been thinking a lot about a lot of this when others haven't, um, and that's okay. Not every job is meant for every person, right? If you stood here long enough to watch me kill myself a little bit longer, right? You deserve a prize. You gave your time and worth to someone else besides yourself, which in turn can increase your own worth, right? So when a long train of abuses and usurpations, right? So have the American people not revolted against their own government at least once, right? Have we not had half of our country set ablaze just this last year, right? This last year I was alive. My children were alive, right? And so people were usurping this situation at hand for their own good in many ways. And I'm not the person to judge them for it, but I am the person that can ask why, right? Um, Fortunately, that's one thing in America you're allowed to do is ask why, no matter what situation you're in. You're allowed to ask why, right? And unfortunately, some of the answers you get are, um, to put in layman's term, BS. Two letters, BS, right? That's as layman as you can put it, I believe, but I myself am very stupid in many assets of my life, so I humble myself and say that, okay, sure, right? And the abuses my nation has done, along with the goods my nation has done, have led many places and many an abuse just patched with a band-aid instead of a stitch it needed, or whatever medical diagnosis it needed, right? We can't even amputate some abuses done to America, which is fine. Nobody has a problem with that, right? Well, actually, a lot of people have a problem with that. That was a lie. I have a problem with us not being able to cut off loose ends, not being able to get rid of cancers, right? A surgeon can cut out a cancer pretty good, but if you let it sit and fester for too long, it will infect the lymph nodes and other things. And at that point, you need beyond just snip, snap, and done, right? You need to hit a body with the power of the sun, pretty much radiation and energy, pure energy, and it can have crazy effects. But that's beyond the point, right? And so We've had abuses in this nation, and abuses of power, and abuses of this and that, and blah blah blah, and it happens. I'm not saying you can't be forgiven for abuses of power, right? That is definitely not what I am saying, right? I might be uneducated, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it just needs to be justified, and you need to ask more than yourself if it's justified, because at the end of the day, when you ask the average American if anything is justified, there are many things that you don't consider, and usually it's the person himself. So, whatever. Um, that's a whole nother topic, anyways. So, and the usurpations, right? So, hopefully, I'll go into this when I start talking about religion, but my name that I was given at birth is Hebrew for usurper, right? To trip up, to um, it's not a good thing, right? But when we bring the rest of the context into it, it is a holy and profited name, and many things belong with it, right? This is the one man that wrestled a deity of some sort, whether an angel or God himself is undescribed in the literature itself, but that's an interesting topic, right? And I haven't met God, right? And so I can't say if that's false or right or whatever, but in another aspect, I can say that many people are sycophants and zealots toward and martyrs towards their government, right? And they hold idealisms that can be very dangerous, what no matter what side you're on, right? And people need to start realizing that they need to worry more about themselves than other people, because the other people aren't worrying about them. And in turn, it's never going to be an equal trade, an equal compromise, nothing. Um, and so, when we talk about usurpations and we talk about like a coup d'etat, right? I've used that phrase and people haven't understood me, and it's 2020, right? It's 2021 now. It's 2020 yesterday, right? It was probably 2010 when people weren't understanding what a coup d'etat was, right? And this was after our infrastructure collapsed. This was after thousands of years of history. This, like, so I can't blame people for where we're at in this world, right? But there are definitely things we need to fix, and I'm not sure how we can fix it, because people definitely need more freedoms of choice and to decide their own future. But we also, unfortunately, need to stop backing those that won't be of benefit to our society as a whole. And that is the saddest truth that we ever have to deal with. And I'm not saying that we need to force it, but like Mother Nature is forcing it right now, right? Anyone that's over 85 is pretty much dying of COVID. It killed 400,000 people last year in America with extreme regulations and blah blah blah, right? a little bit less than 1% of our populace, which is fine.